Working where I work, pretty much all I have to do is just go out my door to be inspired. These black oak and the coast live oak, they're endlessly fascinating to me. I absolutely love where we live, the vineyards, the grasses, and when the grasses get brown, there's such intrinsic beauty everywhere if you're interested in looking. Today we were going for a walk and we were looking at these fence boards that my husband wanted to get rid of, and I said, no, they're so beautiful. And the striations in the wood, the knots in the wood, the silvery color of this brown, and in the way the light hits it, it almost looks like it, you know, there's metallics in it. It is just exquisite to me. I approach my textiles from the point of view of a fine artist. I wanted to major in fine arts, and that's what I did. I majored in sculpture, and after that, I went back to school and got a master's in art, graduated with honors, and loved it. And I think it was just serendipity that I met an incredible textile designer, Mark Thomas, and I started a pretty traditional 2-year apprenticeship with him out of school. During that time, he taught me many lost techniques in today's marketplace, specifically Japanese shibori and Japanese woodblock printing. And I fell in love with textile design, and coming from a sculpture background, it was kind of surprising to me, and that's how I got started working in textiles. My first line was an apparel accessories collection. It launched in 1998. I had a great sales lady that fell in love with a piece of fabric that she saw in my apartment, and they were draped around a dress form. She said, "I love this. I could sell 1,000,000 of these. Can you put a collection together?" I mean, she was just, "Can you do this?" And me, with kind of more guts and brains, said, "Sure, I'll do this." And I put a scarf collection together in a couple of months. It was fall of '98. She got me in like all these amazing stores across the country. In fact, there was Henry Bendel and Barney's, both wanted the collection, but I had to pick one because they want exclusivity. So I had my pieces in Henry Bendel and Wilkes Bashford and Fred Siegel. And at the time, I didn't even really realize how, you know, what a success this was. I was actually just trying to get the collection, I was trying to get the pieces finished, and my assistant at the time, her mother, was sewing labels in the living room, and we were carrying the fabric in garbage bags to the laundromat to finish our finishing because we didn't have a dryer in my studio. It was a pretty amazing story to think about that first season and how completely guerrilla style the whole process really was, if they only knew. What had happened was my business turned more into a manufacturing company than me as an artist that was making textiles. And I really wanted to find a way to get back to that, that's where my real passion is. For me, the textile design, the printing the yardage by hand, that whole process is an end in itself. And so what I started thinking about is, if I just did the fabric, perhaps, you know, then I could give it to other people, other designers, other creative people, and see what they could do with it.